Hey everybody, this is James with the Soundboard team. Hope you're doing well today. This is the first in a several week series that we're going to do on some soundboard tips and tricks and some various social media thoughts. We did a pretty major training series about a year ago, which many of you have participated in, and then we did another big one this spring. So it's time to, now that the fall is underway and school's clicking along and people are kind of in a good routine, to think about how social media can best benefit your business, and also think about or learn about all the ways that a lot of these social media platforms have changed over the last year, Facebook being the chief of them. A lot of changes have come to the platform. So I'm going to give you a quick, just a very brief overview, refresher on how the soundboard itself works, and then we'll get into some of these changes and other things to consider as you're thinking about how to best use social media for your business. So what we're looking at here is the soundboard itself. There's a lot of different variations and shorteners out there, but this is the root. This is just healthylivingsoundboard.com. And then you'll hit sign in at the top right. This works on desktop. It works on mobile devices. There is no separate app to download for your mobile device. It's all mobilely optimized website, so use your browser. Once you hit sign in, you are brought here to the soundboard itself. Now, our purpose of the soundboard, again, as a friendly reminder, is to provide lots and lots of content for you that is in the healthy living space, to help you kind of zoom out from the brand a little bit and just have good, authoritative, healthy living content going out on a regular basis. There is a wide variety of content here. If there's something on here that you think, I don't know about that, or that's not my opinion on dairy or meat, you have two options. One, don't post it. The other option is post it and talk about in the post, what do you think? Why do you think this way? Ask your audience a question. Use these ideas, use these concepts, use these articles to be a launch off for conversation, which is the whole point. But again, our goal is to curate content from all around the web so that it's very easy for you to pick and share through your social media channels. When you find an article that you're interested in, you click on the article. That brings you to the article itself. This one a little bit longer, but the whole thing is here for you to preview. When you get to the bottom, not only are we trying to provide the article for you to share, but we're also trying to provide something to say along with it. Now, many people love this, lean on it heavily. Other people say that's not quite what I wanted to say. Feel free to use it if you want to. You do not have to. It is there just as an idea starter. Let's go through the buttons real quick. This is to post to your Facebook personal profile, as we will talk a little bit more about. This is probably the way you want to go as Facebook has changed so much, and it's really a valuable thing to have content going out on your personal profile. If you do maintain a Facebook business page or a group or anything like that, this button, although it just says Facebook for groups, actually has a function that lets you switch between all the other things besides your personal profile that Facebook can do. So that can all be found there. This is the Facebook Messenger service, so sending an article to one person or two or three people just as a, hey, I saw this and was thinking about you. Awesome idea for customer touch. Lets people know that you are thinking about them and whatever stage they are on their health journey. Twitter, of course, if you want to tweet. LinkedIn is on here. Now, many people think, I don't really necessarily need to be on LinkedIn because I'm not looking for a job. But next week, we will talk in depth about the value of being on LinkedIn as a person who is trying to make business connections. LinkedIn is probably not the place where you're going to move product, but it is the place where you'll be able to make connections with people who maybe don't like their job. Maybe they're looking for something like you have, and they just don't know it yet. Here's the email button, so easily email someone a link. Pinterest, of course, is primarily for images. And then Buffer and Hootsuite. Now, these are separate third-party services. They're free. They allow you to plug in your social media channels. And then if you hit these buttons, you can schedule when you want the post to go out. All right, so it's very convenient. You can stack up posts and say, hey, I want to schedule a post for Tuesday night, one for Wednesday morning, one for Wednesday afternoon, one for Thursday night, and you can sit down and do it all at once and schedule out your whole week's worth of stuff. It's very convenient. Regardless of which one you pick, basically it works the same. You're going to hit the button. When you're on your desktop, it's going to automatically highlight and copy this text. If you're on your mobile device, it will highlight it. You will have to tap the copy button. We're going to hit share on Facebook. On the mobile device, it's going to actually switch windows and bring up Facebook in another window. On your desktop, you just get this convenient pop-up. You paste in the suggested text. If you'd like to add something to it, you can do that here. Then you can switch it to whoever you want to publish this to, all right? And then you hit post, and you're done, okay? Super simple. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. Works great on mobile, works great on the desktop. We do try to add, 5 to 7 to 10 pieces of content every day. This thing has over 4,000 articles in it at this point. Feel free to use the search bar to search for any particular topics that might interest you. A couple of other quick pointers. If you click on the menu up here, we do have a built-in reach report, which will allow you to see, kind of track your progress. So when you click on the reach report, what it's going to do is it's going to tell you your shares, okay? So it kind of keeps track of your shares today, this week, and this month. And then based on some averages that these platforms provide, about how many eyeballs have you gotten in front of on each platform, okay? And again, these are averages, but valuable so that you can kind of see the purpose and value of what you're doing. Again, getting in front of those potential eyeballs. We do have some images here that are useful for Instagram and Pinterest. If you ever come across an article that you'd like to see on the soundboard, you can put it through here. And then there's some settings here that include updating your payment information, updating your Twitter handle, things like that. We also have an entire help section here with, this will launch in a separate tab. This is our knowledge base. Plenty of articles here on all the ways that Soundboard works, as well as some in-depth training on some of the social media platforms that could be helpful to you. So a quick refresh on the Soundboard. Now let's talk a little bit about, Facebook. Hop over here to Facebook, and I'll go to my profile here. And so there's the post we just made. When you're thinking about Facebook, over the past year, let's call a spade, Facebook has had some troubles. They've gotten in trouble with what they've been doing with data. And in response to that, they've changed their algorithm a lot. When you think about your home feed on Facebook, well, I don't know what's going to pop up here. Well, that's good. My post pops up at the top. Posts are not put into your feed just on a timestamp basis, and the newest stuff always shows up at the top. Facebook tries to put into your feed what it thinks you care about the most, okay? And that is based on the topics that you explore, the people that you interact with, and the type of content that you engage with the most. So when you're thinking about growing your business and getting in front of new eyeballs on Facebook, the best way to think about this is how do you get in front of people that you might be acquainted with, but you'd like to reestablish connections with, okay? Because, of course, we want our friends and family to know about what we're doing with our business, but they probably are at least familiar with what you're doing at this point. How do you constantly have new people that you can put content in front of to start that conversation? So what I highly encourage you to do is visit your own profile and take a look at your friends. You probably have a lot more Facebook friends than I do. I like to think about Facebook friends as this, I call it a cold, warm market, okay? What I mean by that is this. When we think about Facebook, oftentimes we think that we are the hub of a wheel and we're in the center. And all of our Facebook friends are kind of an equal distance from us across these spokes to this circular wheel around us. And as they do stuff, we can kind of see, what everybody's doing. But that's not the way that Facebook feeds us content. Now, several years ago, Facebook was a thriving place where businesses and brands were booming and making lots and lots and lots of new fans and customers through the business pages. Well, Facebook figured out how to monetize that and started making businesses and brands pay for that access. And so for a while there, our Facebook feeds got completely overwhelmed with brands and businesses. And people started kind of saying, this is not why I got on here. So after Facebook got in all this trouble last year with the Cambridge Analytica stuff and the 2016 election stuff and Russian meddling and all those things that they've gotten in trouble for and accused of, they made a very bold statement early last spring, which said, we know we've messed up and we want to do better. And the reason that you originally got on Facebook was so that you could see what your friends and family are doing. And it has become completely overrun and overwhelmed by these business pages and brand posts and ads. And we're going to work at doing this better. So they have dialed back. And if you are owner of a Facebook business page, you felt this, to your detriment, to your business's detriment. You felt that fewer and fewer businesses are getting put up and business posts are getting put up in the home feed. The upside of that is this. You are, as a business owner, at your core, a person who has real personal connections, and that is how you grow your business. So Facebook has upped the capacity for friends and family members to see each other's posts while simultaneously downgrading the capacity for businesses, for business posts to be seen. So how does this affect you? Well, this affects you because if you're using your personal profile to try to engage people, it's going to go a lot further than if you have a business page or a fan page. So again, come back to your friends here. And you got to think about this from the perspective of, how does Facebook judge my relationship with these people? Okay? You do not have an equal relationship with everybody in your friend network based on how Facebook tracks what's going on with you. So I always use my buddy Ben here as my example because he was my test case. But basically, you maintain, and Facebook doesn't tell you what it is, but you maintain an affinity score between you and everybody else on your Facebook friend network. And what that means is if you accepted a friend request from somebody in 2010, and even if it's your aunt, if you've never interacted with that individual through Facebook since you accepted that friend request, you have a very low affinity score with that person. And what that means is their posts never show up in your feed because Facebook thinks you don't care what they have to say. The people that you interact with the most are the people whose posts get put at the top of your feed, which become the posts that you interact with the most because they're at the top of your feed, which then becomes the post that you see again and again and again, and it gets very cyclical. And I know a lot of business owners say, I don't really see the point of this because I'm basically preaching to the choir. I'm always seeing the same people, and I'm seeing my team and those kinds of things. So here's how we shake up this Facebook algorithm. You've got to use your friend network again to think who is on here that I would like to go back and make connections with again. Now, if it's somebody who, you accepted a friend request from, and it was your hairdresser 3 hairdressers ago, you're probably never going to speak to that person again in real life. But go back through and find the people who you think, I would love to figure out what's going on in their lives. I haven't heard from them. I really do care about that person, enjoy that person. How can I reestablish this? Well, do this, just like I did with my buddy Ben. Actually go to their profile, comment on something that they've recently done. Nothing, oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in so long. Nothing like that. Just something innocuous, something like, look like a fun vacation, looks like a good recipe, where'd you find it? Something like that. And what it does is it pings Facebook and it says, aha, I do care about this person because I've actively pursued them. Now let's put our selfish business hat on here, because remember, we're here to make money. What that means is you're going to start seeing this person's posts more frequently in your feed, but conversely, they're going to start seeing your posts more frequently as you post. So as you're posting this healthy living content, you're getting in front of this new eyeball of somebody who you already have a relationship with and who you care about. Okay, you're reigniting this cold, warm market. Now, as far as changes to the Facebook feed go, Facebook cares a lot about video content. They have said in the past they would love for everything to be video. Why? Because it stops you in your tracks. It stops you from scrolling. A lot of businesses have figured this out. They make these short videos. They know they play in mute, so they're going to have the subtitles, and all of a sudden you're reading, and then you've lost 45 seconds of your life to a slow motion cat video. Okay. They know it works. Facebook Live videos, it's a terrific way to get in front of people and to keep those posts live. They do not have to be professional. They do not have to be rehearsed. Kind of like this webinar. You just think about what you want to say and you go for it. Now, Facebook, as far as pieces of content, posting pieces of content, in the past, yes, you would get dinged if you were posting content that would take people off of Facebook, like articles. But they have revised that and said, as long as you're engendering discussion, as you're posting stuff that people care about, then that is also a valuable thing. So as you're posting these things, I would highly encourage you to personalize them. Even if you post something and you use the suggested message that's there on the soundboard for you, maybe in the comment on your own post and ask people a question. You try to engage people in conversation. Also, it used to be a great tactic to put something in the post like this post if you want to know more, or share this post if you want to be entered into a drawing or something like that. That used to work. Facebook is not a fan of that anymore. They know it drives kind of false engagement. So avoid that kind of thing. Even if you're trying to do some kind of giveaway or something, you've got to get a little bit more creative about it. Of course, you want to mix in your personal story with this type of content, with these articles. People want to know it, and Facebook loves that if you're sharing, your own photos, you're just writing a little bit, what's going on with you, those kinds of things. So keep that in mind as you're posting. Now, the other thing is, if you have a team, Facebook really has come to see that the best thing that you can do for your business is not just have one branded voice, and that may be a business page for you, but have your team, sharing and talking about the same kinds of things, whether it's, a particular article, and you reach out to them and say, or tag somebody, in your post. Hey, what do you think? What's your experience with this? And get, your organization talking about a topic or an article. That does a lot to keep the post going. The more engagement that a post has, the longer it stays up at the top of people's feeds. And also, Facebook tells us that people are more likely to buy something, 16 times more likely to buy something if they hear about a recommendation from a friend or family member versus a brand. So if you've got your team kind of, working together to speak towards this healthy lifestyle. And then, on your own, you're thinking about dropping in those posts about what your brand offers. That's a really good, kind of 1-2 punch, especially if you're making these posts public. Facebook's also really good about using hashtags now. So the Soundboard does work on trying to provide some relevant hashtags for you as you're selecting the word I'm looking for is your suggested message. Thank you. So keep that in mind. Now, as you are seeking to engage with people on Facebook, again, I highly encourage you to not take the typical Facebook or the typical social media stance, which is, I've posted and now they will come. It's let's call a spade again here. Social media has made us all a little bit narcissistic, that we think just because I've posted or I've said something, they will flock to me even if I don't reciprocate. This has to be a two-way street. This has to be a two-way communication between you and your audience. So the big 1-2 punch that I encourage people to do, if you are strapped for time but social media needs to be a part of your business strategy, Soundboard combined with Buffer or Hootsuite is your backbone of content, because it's all here to pick and choose from. It's very easily scheduled, and you can sit down once a week and schedule out all your posts. Then as you have time during the day for social media, if you have time, even if it's 15 minutes, take the time to go actually talk to real people, comment on other people's posts, engage with people, search for hashtag healthy living, see what other people have to say, try to start a quick conversation, and then hit it and move on. Really great use of your time there to engage with people, because there's so much misinformation out there. As we know, there's so many people out there who are looking for answers, who are looking for the knowledge that you have. And so what a great way to start that conversation. So we're going to go ahead and stop it here today. I appreciate you joining, and let's pick back up next week. We'll talk a lot more about LinkedIn and some great tactics and reason to be on that platform. So thanks so much. Everybody have a great day.